Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Sri Banerjee, core faculty for the College of Health Sciences and Public Policy at Walter University. And in this segment, I'm going to be going over an inflammatory biomarker, something that is extremely important to know about, and that is C-reactive protein. Now, typically, C-reactive protein is elevated when there's a infectious disease. So, for instance, I wrote about chlamydia and depression, and that was uh, modified by C-reactive protein. So typically, you can't um, always use C-reactive protein to understand chronic diseases. But when you're looking at the effect of chronic diseases and the relationship with C-reactive protein, then there's more that's revealed. And I started my investigation into C-reactive protein about 15 years ago when I was in my doctoral journey. So let me go ahead and get started here. So C-reactive protein has been shown to be, and these are all original findings from research that I conducted. And so initially, C-reactive protein is had been shown from one of my research studies being related with chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD. And so the lungs feel the effect of C-reactive protein as well, and is predictive of mortality in terms of lung disease, chronic lung diseases. Cancer, that's another very important topic. There's all sorts of cancers, breast cancer, prostate cancer, lung cancer, all of these different uh, frequently um, frequently found cancers that are there, and C-reactive protein is involved there as well. Um, Third, I did a study, original study, peer-reviewed article on cognitive function and how inflammation interacts between poor cognitive function and all-cause mortality. So this is another place where C-reactive protein has a profound impact that's in cognitive performance. I did a video on, now this wasn't my original research, but I did a video on the CANTOS trial. All of these can be found on my on my on my channel. The CANTOS trial, it's the canakinumab anti-inflammatory thrombosis outcome study. So the CANTOS trial demonstrated that targeting inflammation with another antibody, monoclonal antibody therapy, reduces cardiovascular events, validating the inflammatory hypothesis of atherosclerosis. So in this phase 3 trial, which involved 10,000 post-myocardial infarction patients, this showed a 15% reduction in major adverse cardiovascular events, MACE, versus placebo at 150 milligram dose without lowering LDL cholesterol. So there's a huge push for anti-cholesterol pills, but in reality, if you decrease the phase 3, decrease, or um, if you address the inflammation that is going on within the patient, that reduces major adverse cardiovascular events by 15%. So that's important. And of course, this was a very important poster that was presented at ACR Convergence. And so this was about relating inflammation with rheumatoid arthritis. And of course, this is basically something that you would suspect because inflammation, C-reactive protein, is a classic inflammatory biomarker. But to be able to show this in an equation, in a model, that's what was my uniqueness in the research that I conducted with collaborators. So that sums up everything that I had to talk about. I wanted to briefly summarize what I talked about. So C-reactive protein is related to COPD, cancer, poor cognitive performance, um, MIs, myocardial infarction, and then finally rheumatoid arthritis. So I hope this has made some sense. Thank you for listening.